Hi and welcome to the Dublin Poker Festival of 2016, here at the wonderful Fitzwilliam Card Club in Dublin. We started with 218 players at €440 of a buy-in and a prize pool of 90,000. 30,000 going to the eventual winner and the much coveted trophy of the Dublin Poker Festival Championship of 2016. Poker players from all over the world turned up, professionals and amateurs alike, with the hope of claiming the top prize. Let's hand you over to our wonderful host, Miss Cara Scott.
Welcome to Dublin, Ireland for the 2016 November Poker Festival at the Fitzwilliams Casino and Card Club. We're here at Ireland's leading venue for a real extravaganza of club poker. This year's version of the annual Poker Festival promises to be the most exciting and the biggest to date. And it's a really international affair as well. Over 15 nations are represented among the players. So, will this year's champion be from Ireland? Stay tuned to find out. We had some familiar poker names make the last 27 and some club members who showed great skill and had a bit of luck in getting this far. Some bad beats, extraordinary feats, and plenty of heat combined to ensure Day 3 has had it all so far. The unlucky bubble title landed on Mark Buckley, so hard luck to him. And after a few hours of quality play, we have our final table.
In seat 1 we've got Andy Black, the defending champion, and arguably a very unlucky loser of the World Championship in 2005. And also almost won it in 97. In seat 2 we've got Gary Stokes, and unbelievably he was the winner of the side event at the festival last year. So we've got the two returning champions sitting side by side. In seat 3 we've got Benham. Don't be put off by if you look at his lifetime earnings, because I've been watching this guy. He's a very aggressive player, so look out for fireworks. In seat 4 we've got Naveen Tapa. He's from Nepal, and that's all I know about him. In seat 5 we've got Paul Keogh, a regular cash player in the Fitz. He doesn't often play tournaments, but I've played enough cash with him to know that he can mix it up. In seat 6 we've got the very likeable Lee Egan, a man in form who's shown great form all over Dublin for the last 12 months, so he'll be brimful of confidence. In seat 7 we've got Christine Masman. She keeps telling me she's German, but I don't believe it. She's been here long enough to be contaminated. She's more Irish than I am. In seat 8 we've got Kevin Walsh. He won't be intimidated here. He's got a little bit of a record, but not just in Ireland, but in the UK and America as well. In seat 9 we've got Rachel Samuels. Herself and her dad Stuart are very popular members of the Fitz. And if you look at Rachel's record, you'll see that she's a serial final tableist in the Fitz, so she'll know what to do today.
Still 10 and 20, and of course a 2K run-in ante.
You know, there's not a huge amount happening so far, Ken, but that's because apart from Andy Black, who's Ireland's leading tournament player ever, nobody else at this final table has won as much as third place prize money. So this is huge for the club players.
Yeah.
So we can expect this to be a little bit tighter than you'd normally expect, and that's because, you know, the jumps pay-wise compared to what a lot of these guys have won over a lifetime are absolutely huge.
Yeah.
I think 9th place will get 1850, the winner gets 30,000, but there's a lot of real good money in between. So
yeah, you can understand them being a little bit tight, but we've got a nice hand here. Christine's woke up here with a pair of pocket nines to Gary's ace-jack.
Gary was pretty short stacked there with 235, so ace-jack looks pretty big when you have 235, but Christine is well aware of it and makes the call with the nines.
Yeah, absolutely, instant call here.
This hand kind of plays itself most of the time.
Yeah.
And it's just down to
a little bit of a race.
Who's in form.
A little bit of a race, so let's see the flop.
You know, sometimes everybody does everything right, and then you just have to sit back and let the dealer sort it out. It's a bit like sitting in the chair in snooker, isn't it? You can't get up and kick the guy.
No, that's true. Sometimes luck does play its part. Okay, no nines, no ace or jack on the flop, more important for Christine. Oh, there's the ace on the turn for Gary. He's pretty happy. And a jack to complete
for a
a
little bit of
two-pair. Nice little double up for Gary, and he goes up to almost 520,000.
That was just a pretty routine hand. Everybody did what they had to do.
Okay, Andy has a look, a pair of pocket trees.
You know, if anybody's under pressure at this table, it's Andy, because he's the guy, he's the defending champion, he's Ireland's leading money winner ever, and he's the guy that's supposed to win, which often makes things, as you know yourself, Ken, it often makes things an awful lot trickier.
Yeah, but I suppose
that you feel it's yours to lose.
I suppose the players as well would be a little bit scared of him. Do you not think he would use his influence and all that experience at
I
this
would
final
imagine
table?
so. I'd imagine so. Andy's got a great table presence and can kind of make people make mistakes or freeze. Either's good.
So Lee calls Sam's raise on the King Jack with 9-8 suited. Pretty hand. Lee's going to check. He hasn't hit anything on the flop.
You'd normally expect a continuation bet in the modern game from Sam here, but he hasn't bothered. But there's nothing.
An unusual check, isn't it? Because it shows a little bit of weakness there.
It does, but he sort of left the door open for Lee to come out and have a bluff at it, and no better man to have a go than Lee. He's got plenty of gamble in him.
Yeah.
Plays a good aggressive game.
And of course he's got a decent stack size as well. And he takes that down with a 60,000 bet into a pot that he had none of, and he'll be happy with that. So the button on Paul, Kevin to act for us. He's got Queen 9, he folds Queen 9. Rachel 10-2, that's a fold. Andy with 9-4 will fold as well. Gary will fold with 8-3. Naveen with 7-5 off. Now what will Paul do on the button? He's going to fold his King 8. And it's around to 2-3 suited to Lee. He's just going to flat call the big blind, and Christine with 6-7, who's funny enough in the lead. Normally you'd see Lee lead out there, but he sort of checked into Christine. He'd probably lead out now on the turn. Now this will be quite interesting for her. She's hit the turn after Lee checking the flop. Maybe she sensed that he hasn't hit anything, and she might be in the lead here with her 6.
What she's called. She's called with the third pair. And me with the worst hand you could possibly have at this stage.
Well, he's just playing the board, but what a runner. And a good call for Christine, it has to be said, on the turn.
Well, you know, Christine may be German, but I think she's been contaminated over here for a few years. She's about as Irish as the rest of us at this stage.
Welcome back to the Fitzwilliam Card Club, where the main event final table is underway. Let's get back to the action.
So Rachel on the button here, seat 9, into Naveen. Oh, and he's woken up with a pair of kings.
From what I've seen in Naveen over the last few days here, Ken, he's not a man to go out walking in his bare feet.
What would you do here? Would you just flat call and hope for a raise around the table, or put in a small raise here for it?
Well, I think a small raise is pretty standard here. I mean, you could limp and try and induce somebody put a squeeze on behind or something, but
Well, just a small raise. I'm all in.
Well, with Naveen's stack, he's only got 200,000, which is about 6.5 big blinds. So it's happy days to see him pick up 2 kings.
Yeah, folded around. Well, 191,000 to Andy to call.
Well, Andy's already got 30,000 invested in the big blind here, so
Yeah.
I'd imagine he'll probably call with the ace-9 here because he knows that Naveen's range is pretty wide, seeing as he was down to 6 big blinds.
So Andy calls with ace-9.
Well, a good player at hitting ace here. This is one of those situations where everybody at the table is hoping Andy wins.
Yeah.
I think it's 1,850 for 9th. But then the prize money starts going up, so I mean, you don't have any friends when you're all in.
No, not at all. The whole table wants to see an ace.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So it's ace-9 against the kings from Naveen. Andy with the ace-9. Let's see the flop. Oh. Well, that says that straight away.
Andy was down to 2 running aces there, but that only happens in the movies.
Nice double up from Naveen there. Be very happy. A nice place to pick up pocket kings. The button is on Sam. Naveen, small blind. Paul is the big blind lead. Throws away, forced to act. Kevin's going to fold at 6-5 suited. It's folded around to Andy Black, who picks up pocket 10s.
Which is quite a nice hand to be picking up around the back here when you're down to 20 big blinds. Andy's been playing a very disciplined game so far, which...
Naveen looks at King 7. I'm sure he'll be folding that. Yes, he does. Now, Paul, what has Paul got? Well, he's picked up the snowman on the big blind. A short call and maybe even a raise. Let's see what
He'll be aware that Andy's one of the most aggressive players in the country, if not the most aggressive in a tournament framework. So 2-8 will look pretty big to Paul, and with the stack of 2 million, when Andy only has 600,000, you couldn't blame him if he shoved here.
Yeah, so he calls the 32 to see a flop. Now let's see what's on the flop. Queen 8,
oh my God.
4. He's hit his set of 8s, and I'm sure he's checking to Andy, who will continue betting.
Which is perfectly reasonable. Only one overcard to his 10s up there. He doesn't want to be given too many free cards here. He doesn't know he's walked into a set. Interesting to see what Paul does here. Will he go for the juggler, or will he give Andy another bite of the cherry?
Yeah, and of course Andy.
He's gone for a check raise.
Andy is only 1 out because the 10 has already been folded at the table. So
that was a very quick call from Andy. If there's a fault in Andy's tournament game, it's that sometimes he doesn't stop to think that extra 5 seconds, because I mean, Paul is a tricky cash player, but I don't think he'd be messing around with Andy, of all people. So it would have been quite reasonable for Andy to assume that.
Well, Paul has bet 225. Andy has gone over the top, all in 436. He's only got 1 out. He can only hit 110 on the river. It's not there. It's a 3. And Andrew Black, one of the most successful professionals in Irish poker, has gone out to a set of 8s from Paul Kill.
You got to give him credit. It was a great defence of the title. I know how much he wanted to win this, but I think when on mature reflection, Andy'd like to play that hand again.
So Andrew Black goes out, a great defence of his title, and now he's going off to try and explain that on to Cara Scott. The best of luck to Andy.
We've lost Andy Black off of the final table. It's such a shame as well. Last year's champion, but not going to be doing a repeat here. Talk to us about what happened up there.
Well, you know, in all these years, I've never blown up.
Never.
Never, until that moment there. Like that, I think that might have been the first mistake I've made in 30 years.
Is that going to haunt you? It would haunt me.
Well, I mean, 29 years, 11 months and 5 days without a mistake, and then, you know.
It's a good run.
That's a pretty good run, you know. I mean, so, you know, I can't be unhappy. So, you know, you make a sort of mistake, you know, and you just got to live with it, you know.
Well, it looked like really good fun out there. That's for sure. So
It's
has it
great
been
fun out there, Cara.
He's trying so hard right now. So hard. Thanks so much, Andy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
8-2 for Gary to call. That'll be folded straight away, I'm sure. Around to Sam. Oh, Sam has had a look down. Pocket kings. 2.8 million. His
Sam is
stack now.
certainly one of the guys at this table that could get a lot of action with his pocket kings, because he has shown a propensity to be prepared to step out without them, which can work very much in your favour when you do pick up a big hand.
Queen 10 suited for Naveen, who folds. Paul, 4-3 offsuit, he'll fold. Around to Lee with ace-2 suited now. Similar stack size, 2.7.
Lee is a guy playing with a lot of confidence. He's had a few big results in Ireland over the last couple of years, both at the end of the month at the Fitz and in Larry Santos tournaments.
Kevin, who hasn't played much, is all in with his pocket sixes.
This is exactly what I was saying. I mean, the pocket sixes looks pretty big against a player like Sam, who's prepared to get out there. Kevin just thought he could move all in, and he's only got 136,000 anyway. But
Yeah, it sort
it
of
was
plays
a good
itself
call.
there, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so kings against sixes. Kevin won't be getting a lot of love from the table at this moment in time.
I don't think he'd be getting any love from the table at this moment in time.
Come on, don't be asking people for sixes. You're there with kings and all the chips. Come on, huh? So nice, you know?
I said it to him, Sam, you don't listen. Sit back down.
I'm asking anyway.
You don't listen.
Stop telling them. That's not too good.
It's not over yet.
No, it's club.
Red
We'll
card.
take the club on the turn.
Red card.
Look.
And the full house on the turn, and that's good night for Kevin for this year's poker festival.
Well, he was short stacked and picked up a pair of sixes, so kind of played itself.
Not a great spot to pick to go all in. He's been a little bit up for it, been very patient, but he's just been a bit unlucky to come up against the kings in that position. So Kevin bows out, and we're down to 7 at the table now.
The club's never got there either. 2 spades, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds.
Zero there.
No, single red.
I thought you were taking the pistol.
Ace Jack suited for Naveen, 40 to call. I'm sure there'll be small raise going in here from Naveen, who's been very, very steady. Picked up a couple of nice stacks with his kings and pocket jacks. His stack size 660,000, but he's under the gun here.
Raise, 90,000.
Naveen is from Nepal, where I gather the people are pretty laid back, so he's not letting the side down anyway.
Absolutely not. Well, we'll have a look at this. He's run into the pocket rockets from Gary.
This is
It's a
great
very
news for
small
Gary.
stack, yeah.
Got about 8 big blinds, so this is happy days. What a time to pick up the aces. And the good news is that Naveen, having raised from an early position, is practically guaranteed to have a big hand here, and Gary's going to get on.
It's a good thing you did this now.
Yeah, so it's ace jack suited against the pocket aces from Gary. Naveen won't be happy, but still have possible outs. Possible flush draw I'll be hoping for to crack the aces here. Let's see what the flop gives. Any spades on the flop? No spades, but a possible straight draw.
A 9 or a king. Oh my God. There it is. He's Ace Jack beats the aces. You know, if you're looking for justice, the poker table is the best place to go. And well played, Gary, and well done.
Naveen knocks Gary out in 7th position. We are down to 6 as Gary heads off to talk to Cara Scott.
Out in 7th place, Gary, that was a pretty ugly situation you just dealt with there. How do you kind of shake that off?
Mute the last while. That's all that's happening to me, really. They're just coming time and time again, getting close. Can't get over the line. Big pairs, absolutely killing me the last few months, so just have to keep on going.
There's more to come from Dublin, Ireland, and the main event of the November Poker Festival right after this.
You playing Friday or Saturday together? Friday, yeah.
Rachel picks up ace queen suited and she raises to 160,000.
This is good news for Rachel. She's been pretty card dead all day. She's got the double up with the kings, and now she's right back in this. She's got just under $1 million in chips. She's picked up an ace queen. Everybody's folding around to Lee, which is the hardest big blind in the world to steal. He's got 9-6 suited, so he's not throwing that away.
Oh, what a flop for both players.
Something for everyone here, Ken. Rachel's flopped the top pair, and Lee has flopped the flush, though. Interesting to see how he plays it.
Yeah, Lee checks the flop.
Rachel's
And he's
better
moved all in, and an instant call, it looks like, from Rachel.
This isn't bad news for Rachel, because, you know, 2 times out of 3 she'll double up here and get her stack up to 2 million.
Pair,
but this is the 3rd time out of the 3, I'm afraid.
Lee hits the flush on the turn, and Rachel will be very disappointed. Top player on the flop, and as you said, she goes out in 6th position, and we're down to 5.
Rachel's our 6th place finisher, so Rachel, I mean, it's never great to go to the final table, so talk to us about this.
Bit of a sick beat. Raise it up with ace queen, ace high flop. Got a call pre-flop with 9-6 of clubs and flopped the flush draw, hit it on the turn. So it's good to get here to the final table anyway and be one of the regular players and free rolled in anyway. So.
Raise. Call.
Lee with 8-5 suited here. Christine, pocket 7s. Just called the raise here. She's seen her going in all in with less than that in previous hands. Sam asked him for a count. Must have a decent hand, or is he just playing a little bit of mind games here?
It was like 1.2. I think I'm like at 1.1.
Raise. Raised. Pass. Pass.
Paul folds his 10-9, back around to Lee with 8-5 suited.
Sam has got the re-raise in with the ace-jack.
Pass.
Basically telling Lee, I don't care if you're raising under the gun.
Well, Christine fouled the best hand there, but it would have been a race with the ace-jack, and Sam duly takes down the pot as Christine folds.
I'm here with marketing manager Paul Howard. Paul, talk to me about how well this festival has gone and you know how happy you guys are with this.
We're delighted with this year, Cara. This is the first year we sold out our event. We were oversubscribed for this year's festival. We had players from all around Europe come to see us, and we had the first year we were on TV, our first big TV year. So our partners Air Sport came on board with us this year, and we've 888 as online sponsors. That all contributed to making the festival a big event for us this year. It was a sellout, and we're looking forward to building towards next year and making it even bigger again.
Tell me, what do you think makes the Fitzwilliam such a great place to come and play poker?
Well, for us and with all our members, it's about the vibe that we have here. We're a friendly club, everyone gets on, it's an entertainment club, people come and know their friends play here, and our amateurs get to play with the pros we have here and have the banter, as we call it here in Ireland. And everyone is here to have fun, everyone's here to enjoy themselves, and that's why people come to the Fitz.
Thanks so much.
Moving on to blind still 25.50 with a running ante of 5,000. Naveen 50,000 per call. Ace 9 off suited. Stack is 720,000.
The raise here.
50 maybe or something. What? A bit of fresh air.
Looking for a bit of fresh air. You don't get any fresh air at that poker table. They're looking for a little break, Sam is. He can take a break. He has to leave his chips at the table.
The true tradition of Irish poker. They're thinking of having a break to go for a pint. Suit me.
Lee calls. Looking to call here. Hasn't laid down many hands.
No, it's a pretty loose call from Lee. I mean, against Naveen.
Well, whether he's in small blind or big blind, he doesn't like letting the blinds go. And have a look at this. What a flop for Lee Egan here.
Check.
Ace 9 for Naveen. Must think he's in the lead here. Lee has flopped a set of threes.
You've seen a lot worse flops than that for a pair of an ace 9. So will he find a continuation bet?
Bet.
And that's more or less what he's supposed to do. Just this particular case, he's betting himself right into a world of trouble.
Right.
Lee's got out the big stick here. I think he's made a fairly reasonable assumption that Sam may well have an overpair here and can get him to put all his chips into the pot. I mean, most of the time, from what we've seen in Naveen, an overpair is exactly what he'd have.
Naveen counting his chips. Is he going to call?
If he calls, I give up. I should have done that a while ago. Giving him the big stare. I like this guy. He's looking around the world like he's sitting there with tens or jacks. No, I think he's done polishing the head for the day. Very tiring.
It's a fold.
Let me catch. It's my own fault. I could take off my hoodie, but I'm too superstitious, you know. I've had it on for 3 days. What's this? I'm too hot, but I could take this off, but I'm too superstitious to take it off. Unfortunately, I'm not joking.
Did you not know that it's unlucky to be superstitious?
No, I felt last night. I felt it was necessary to change the underpants. Right. Okay. The socks now, I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Well, it's nice to know at least he changed his underpants. The jacket is staying off and the socks are staying on.
Yeah, getting a little bit too much detail here.
Naveen all in with ace 7 off suited. He's going to run into Paul, who I'm surely
with ace 7, I mean, that's certainly the correct play from Naveen. He's just been a bit unlucky. He's going to run slap bang into the ace queen behind him.
Call. That's the one I have.
Lee has actually folded suited connectors here. But Paul has Naveen dominated ace queen against ace 7.
Naveen got out of trouble before with the ace jack against the aces.
You don't need it. That's what I was thinking.
This one should be easy.
Such a nice hand there.
Both players sit an ace. Ace queen still ahead, of course. Now look for Naveen as he bows out in 5th position.
Nice play, Thank you.
Sorry.
Naveen, you came into the final table lowest stacked, so I mean, is it kind of bittersweet? It's not a bad result here.
It's not. It's not. I enjoyed. Yeah.
What's the experience been like over the last few days here at the Fitz?
It's very nice, because it's a local club, like interaction is good and everything. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Welcome back to the Fitzwilliam Casino and Card Club main event, where the final table is underway and all the players have their eye on the prize. Let's get back to it.
You're a bit short.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
You're not. Yeah, you're not too far off it. I know what you're saying, but you're not too far off what you said. You're about 2.7 maybe.
Yeah.
Around that.
2, 3, 4, 6. 2,
Yeah.
2, 8.
Yeah.
I mean, the Fitz players have done the club proud, Ken, haven't they?
Fantastic.
I mean, so many of the Fitz regulars went really deep in this.
She's picked up pocket tens here. And she's gone all in, 790,000. Paul with Queen Jack has folded, and Lee, who has pocket aces. And how unlucky is this for Christine?
Oh my God. That's
Run into pocket aces.
Just do that. Just get the pain out of the way first. Just get it out of the way.
4 to 1 underdog here to hit a possible 10. An 8 would be interesting. Oh, a jack even. No good on the river, and Christine has been very unlucky, but what a fantastic performance to get down to the last 4, but she bows out in 4th place to Lee Egan.
Out in 4th place, I spoke to you a little bit earlier. We were talking about how this was, one of the places where you came and were first playing poker. So talk to us about this experience for you.
It was still great, obviously, like I had this weird little goal for this year that I win a poker tournament. Obviously it's stupid to make that a goal, but I was like, why not make it this one, and I make it really far. And I hung on really I shouldn't have been there even. So this was just unlucky, but I think it was deserved that I finally bow out. Yeah.
Well, the year's not quite over yet, so hopefully you make your goal and win the tournament, yeah?
Still have a few tournaments to go, so let's see.
So down to 3 players.
Chip stack's pretty even.
Yeah.
30,000 for the winner, 18 for second, and 10,250 for third.
So it's quite expensive. It's a serious difference between, second, third, first and second, of course, as well. At this stage of the competition, though, with just 3 left, Pádraig, what would be your philosophy here?
I would err on the side of violence, and normally fortune favours the brave in these situations. Certainly over time, yeah. The more aggressive player tends to come to the top more often.
307. You've talked about more aggressive. Here's a re-raise to Paul's 135.
It's quite a surprising re-raise because Paul hasn't exactly been shifting his chips around the place all day. So of the 3 of them, he'd be the guy least likely to be raising without a hand at this stage. But
great flop.
Sam must have
Paul,
picked up something. And,
Sam bets out 225,000, but Paul has got a lot of this flop, as you can see. Flush draw, and he's re-raised Sam now to 600,000.
That'll probably be the end of this.
Oh, Sam has called all in for the rest of his 2.2 million in chips, and an instant call from Paul.
That's a very serious question there.
Sam is still in the lead here, but Paul has got a lot of outs. Any spade will do here. But certainly doesn't want runner spade. Oh, queen on the turn. Has increased Paul's chance. Only a king will do, and a 2 on diamonds on the river.
Queen was like a stake through the heart for Sam, but played the pot very, very aggressively.
Yeah, man.
I think the 3 wives has gone over as well.
Yeah.
So let me know, because
So Sam goes out, and he will walk away with 10,250 euros for his troubles and
a bad beat story.
And a bad beat story.
I'm here with the managing director of the Fitzwilliam, David Hickson. David, what makes the Fitz such a great place to come and play poker?
I think it's the atmosphere and the people. We have so many regulars come in, and they're just loyal. They enjoy themselves. They have a great repertoire with the customers. And it just creates a great environment.
And I know that the November Poker Festival has been here for years. So what makes this year so special?
Well, this year we decided to up the ante a little bit, no pun intended. We decided we televised the final table. Obviously, having you here added to the excitement. And we reduced the fee entry. We ran a lot of satellites to make sure more people got into it. And we built it up over a 3-month period, so it became something that was far more exciting than normal.
From the 230 players who started, we're down to the final 2. We are heads up here. So who takes home the trophy, the title, and the big money? Who has the luck of the Irish tonight? Let's find out.
We're down to 2 players now, Paul Keogh and Lee Egan.
12,000 the difference between second and first.
Yeah, 30,000 to the winner, and of course the title of Poker Festival Champion 2016.
Get his name on the trophy alongside last year's champion Andy Black, who put up a great defence this year.
240 bet.
Paul with top pair here on the 7 as Lee bets in 240,000 to him. Possible straight draw for Lee here. Oh, Lee has just gone into the lead with the 8 on the turn.
Yeah, Paul played it a little tricky, going for the check raise there, but he's run straight into it.
Paul won't believe that he's behind here. Oh, well, he does believe he's behind.
That's actually
Paul's Julie.
Okay, Paul, it's up to you, please. Thank you.
And of course, the case of the heads up, Pádraig, it normally comes down to 2 sort of half-decent hands together, doesn't it? Just sort of colliding.
Yeah, when it heads up, anything can happen because, generally speaking, if 2 good players are playing heads up, neither of them ever believes the other guy.
155.
And they'd normally be right.
Call.
Lee hits the 7 on the flop.
Check.
Paul calls.
200 bet. Call.
Raises 200. Lee calls. Now, possible
bit
straight
of a
draw.
godsend for Paul there. He's
Check.
oh my God.
Oh wow. Oh, Paul has hit the straight with the 9 on the river.
300 bet.
And Lee believes in good fold, Lee. You know, I don't think in this setup, Ken, that Lee is expecting Paul to bluff him.
Yeah.
Well, Paul is fully expecting Lee to be at it all the time, so it creates for an interesting dynamic. I mean, I think Lee thinks that if Paul bets that he's being reasonably honest. Whereas if Lee bets, I mean, it's very difficult to figure out what's going on, even if you're looking at his cards like we are.
Lee has them this time, ace-10 suited. Huge hand, of course, and a heads up. And Paul calls with the 9-4 of hearts. Lee hits the 10 on the flop.
Getting a bit frustrated here. It's a bit of an unusual call with the 9-4. Maybe he called to bluff, but and then changed his mind. Fully entitled to.
Lee now with 6.6 million in chips, and Paul down to 2.8 million from over 5.6 million at one stage.
Low cards, is it? Yeah, I did, yeah. 2 hearts ahead.
Check 8 for Paul here.
Raise 540.
Oh, we have an all-in and a call. Wow, a huge all-in from Lee.
Paul
King
raised off
3
the button.
clubs.
Lee's had a king, you know, heads up and ace, so the king is a pretty strong hand. I don't think he was expected to get called. Oh my God.
Wow. He hits the turn with King 3 suited, and Lee Egan takes down this championship, and what a fantastic championship it's been, with King 3 suited against the Jack 8 suited, and what a hand to take it down.
We finally have our 2016 main event champion here at the Fitzwilliam. Our second place finisher, though, Paul, I mean, it was a pretty incredible tournament. We spoke earlier as well about the whole experience. So coming second is bittersweet. Talk to me about how you feel about all this.
I feel great, really do. I played well the whole night. 3 days I played very well. Lee's deserving champion. He played very well, but he done very well. Fair play to him.
It's a tough old heads up as well. Now, Lee, you are the champion. What kind of bragging rights does that have around the club here?
It's very good, yeah. I'd rather the trophy than the money. Right. And it was very good to put me in the lead. Now I'm top of the Irish rankings as well, so I'm very happy.
Oh, I bet you are. Any plans for the, the money? You've got the big check as well.
Maybe go to Prague and try spin open the APT. Right. That's the plans.
A little bit more poker maybe for you. Well, congratulations, a worthy champion. I'm going to give you this. Oh, it's really heavy, actually. Here, you're stronger than I am. Pick that up. Well done to the 2016 main event champion. Well, that's all from us here on behalf of myself, Kara Scott, the commentators, Porrick Parkinson and Ken Doherty, and everyone here at the Fitzwilliam Casino and Card Club. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to be back here in 2017 for more poker at the Fitz.